guys, and welcome to episode 3 of Future Fridays. Last week we looked at some of the most horrifying games that are about to be unleashed upon the gaming world. If you want to check that episode right now, click the link at the bottom of the screen. Right, I want to slow down for a second, and if you want to skip straight to the preview, I'll post an annotation so that you can do that. Basically, I've decided to cut down the amount of games I'm doing per week to 1. This essentially means that I'll be able to spend more time giving better previews of each game, and hopefully future episodes will be a lot more informative. At the moment it takes me about 2 days to do each episode, so I'm hoping that this will free up some more time for me to do other videos and actually play some of these games too. If you want to comment on this, then I really do welcome it. Just let me know what you think in the comment section below. Anyway, enough about me. The game we're going to be covering this week is Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor.
What is this place? Am I dead? Father, look at me. I'm right here, son. I'm right here. How is this possible? Banished from death. You're
We'll be together, my love. Soon. Forever.
We will be together again soon, my love. What has happened to me?
The curse has bound us together.
And how do we break it?
We find the one who cast it on us.
I had a family once. A wife. And a son. And I buried them along with everyone I ever knew.
So when I first watched the trailer of Shadow of Mordor on Steam, I thought this was going to be a cross between Assassin's Creed and Fable, a game which is pretty much linear and forces you into a hack and slash world where you spend more time watching cutscenes and kill moves than actually playing the game. But oh, how wrong was I? If you've already seen this game on Steam and come to the same conclusions that I did, slow down for a second, sit back and watch close, because this game offers whole swathes of new and interesting features that are going to change your whole perception of what an action RPG should look like. Shadow of Mordor is brought to us by Monolith, the same team that brought us the first 2 Fear games, as well as collaborators on the Fear 3 production along with Day One Studios. This is really a hard-hitting studio that has given us some memorable releases stretching back as far as 1997. This will be the studio's first next-gen release, and they really have used those extra resources to provide us gamers with a brand spanking new way to play. But enough about the studio, let's get to the game itself. In this game, you will play as Talion, a loyal ranger of Gondor who spent the majority of his life living with his wife and son at the Black Gate in the northwest of Mordor. For those of you Lord of the Rings fans out there, you'll know that the Black Gate was not a good place to be stationed, and Talion came to learn this when the armies of Sauron laid siege upon it and killed him and his family. Upon his death, Talion expected to be reunited with his loved ones in the afterlife, but instead is resurrected by a wraith named Celebrimbor. I've got no idea if I said that right. He gives Talion unique powers and the opportunity to seek vengeance on those who brutally murdered his family. When you start this game, somewhere between the time of the Hobbit story and the Fellowship of the Ring, you'll realise that Mordor is not the barren wasteland as most of us know it, but a land yet barely touched by the destructive hand of Sauron and his Uruk-hai legions. This allows for creation of a truly immersive and beautiful world, aided by dynamic lighting, various in-game visual effects, and what seems like some pretty awe-inspiring weather patterns. Graphically, this game is awesome and pretty much what you'd hope for in the next generation of AAA titles. Of course, graphics aren't everything in the game, and although some of the scenes here might take your breath away, there are some mechanics in play that are going to make you forget all about your wish to have a game that looks exactly like it would in real life. So there are two main mechanics which Monolith have been promoting that really turn this into an intriguing game and sets Shadow of Mordor head and shoulders above the rest. The first of these is the Epic Rune system, which is basically an advanced customization system for the 3 weapons that our playable character uses throughout the game. I guess this removes the necessity for looting enemies and finding new weapons. In layman's term, without using any of the new words that come with the development of a new game, this will allow you to add unique enchantments to your weapons depending on which characters you defeat. Although I don't know what each of these will do specifically, by the looks of the gameplay trailers that have been released so far, they'll allow new types of interactions with your environment and of course, new ways to maim and slaughter your enemies. The second mechanic, and the really exciting one in my opinion, comes with the awesome title of the Nemesis system. In most action RPG games, you'll go through the game leveling up as you kill your opponents, learning new skills and eventually getting to a point where NPC skills are capped and you can pretty much cut down every opponent with minimal interest or effort. The Nemesis system works in a brand new and honestly mind-boggling way. Essentially, for every encounter with every enemy, your opponents will remember that encounter. This means that when you face them again, they will have learned from you, they'll be more difficult to defeat, and even their dialogue will reflect your previous encounters. One example we're given is when you've seriously wounded an enemy in the battlefield before, now he is more careful and gives more respect to your skills. This will make each playthrough completely individual and really give you a gaming experience that is unique every single time. Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor promises to exceed the expectations created by all previous comparable games. If the developers have properly delivered the new gameplay mechanics, then it will create a new benchmark for this genre, and a truly interesting and dynamic world to play. The dynamic society between enemies themselves and of course your interactions will keep the world fresh and new with each mission. If you want to go and buy Shadow of Mordor after watching this preview, it's available on Steam right now for $29.99. A season pass is on offer until the 22nd of September for $13.99 separately. The game will be released on the 30th of September, which should give you enough time to realise that this is a purchase that you can definitely justify to yourself. So that's it for today's episode. Thanks so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, then let me know by hitting like or leaving a comment. Remember, Future Fridays is a weekly show, so don't forget to hit the subscribe button to keep up to date with all the newest episodes. But for now, I've been Prouxx, you've been awesome, see you next week.